When I first set foot in the Lauterbrunnen Valley, I felt as if I had stepped into a world woven from dreams and legends. And the first image that is forever etched in my memory, serving as the iconic symbol and beating heart of this land, is the Staubbach Fall. Its majestic, nearly 300-meter stream of water, cascading from a vertical cliff right at the entrance to the village, is like a gateway to another dimension. It is this waterfall, like a guardian of the valley, that greets visitors and announces the spectacle that nature has prepared deeper within. This feeling, a mixture of awe and absolute tranquility, remains with me to this day, whenever my thoughts return to this corner of Switzerland. This is not just a village, it is a living, breathing landscape that pulses with the energy of 72 waterfalls and is enveloped by the majesty of the alpine peaks. Allow me to tell you about the place I unhesitatingly call the most beautiful village in Switzerland. To understand the magic of Lauterbrunnen, one must first know where it is located. This extraordinary village lies in the heart of the Bernese Oberland in the canton of Bern, within the administrative district of It is situated in one of the most impressive U-shaped glacial valleys in the Alps, the Lauterbrunnen Valley. The name, which translates to many fountains or loud springs, is the very essence of this place. The valley stretches for about 8 kilometers, surrounded by gigantic, nearly vertical rock faces from which cascades of water flow. The White Lütjen River, its crystal-clear waters fed by melting glaciers, flows through the heart of the valley, adding to its charm. From the village itself, there is a breathtaking view of the famous trio of alpine giants, the Eiger, Mununch, and Jungfrau. It is this dramatic geographical location that forms the foundation of Lauterbrunnen's unique atmosphere. The history of Lauterbrunnen is as fascinating as its landscape. The first records of settlement in this valley date back to the 13th century, when it was primarily agricultural and pastoral land. For centuries, life here followed a quiet, isolated rhythm, dictated by nature. Everything began to change at the turn of the 19th century, with the advent of the Romantic era and a growing interest in the Alps. Travelers, artists, and poets, mainly from England, began to discover the beauty of this pristine valley. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, after his visit in 1779, was so inspired by the sight of the Staubbach Fall that he wrote the poem Song of the Spirits over the waters, making the place famous throughout Europe. However, the real tourism boom began. With the development of mountaineering, Lauterbrunnen became a natural base camp for adventurers wishing to conquer the surrounding peaks. The construction of railways, including the spectacular cogwheel railway to the Jungfrau Region, opened the valley to a wider audience. Despite its growing popularity, Lauterbrunnen has managed to preserve its authentic, alpine character. It is this ability to combine tradition with modern tourist infrastructure that is its strength. What is most captivating about Lauterbrunnen is its aesthetics, the harmony of nature and human activity. Walking down the main street of the village, I feel like I'm in a fairy tale. Traditional wooden chalets, with balconies overflowing with colorful geraniums, stand against the backdrop of monumental rock cliffs. The ever-present sound of water hangs over everything. It is the waterfalls that are the soul of this valley. The aforementioned Staubbach is its most famous gem, one of the highest free-falling waterfalls in Europe. Its misty spray, carried by the wind, creates a magical aura all around. But the valley's true secret is the Trummelbach Falls, hidden inside a mountain. It is the only glacier waterfall in Europe accessible from underground. The power of nature that one can feel there, the roar of 20,000 liters of water per second, carving through rock corridors, is a humbling and unforgettable experience. One cannot fail to mention the influence this place has had on popular culture. It is said that J.R.R. Tolkien, during his trip to Switzerland in 1911, was inspired by the landscape of Lauterbrunnen when he created the elven valley of Rivendell from The Lord of the Rings. And indeed, strolling along the river at dusk, as mist rises over the meadows and the last rays of sun illuminate the snow-capped peaks, it is not hard to believe that this is a magical place. Lauterbrunnen is not only a destination in itself, but, above all, a strategic starting point for exploring the entire Jungfrau region, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. From the small station in the village center, one can embark on a journey that offers some of the most spectacular views in the world. The Wenger-Nelbahn Railway climbs to the charming, car-free village of Wengen, and then further on to the Klein Scheidig Pass, which offers a panorama of the Eiger's north face. From there, it is just a short trip to the Jungfrau Region, top of Europe, the highest railway station in Europe, 3,454 meters. From the other end of the valley, At Steckelberg, a cable car takes tourists up to the Schilthorn Piz Gloria. This place, made famous by the James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, offers a 360-degree panoramic view of over 200 alpine peaks. The valley is a paradise for lovers of active recreation, hundreds of kilometers of hiking trails of varying difficulty, mountain bike routes, and, in winter, perfectly prepared ski areas in the connected resorts of Wangan Marin and Grindelwald attract enthusiasts from all over the globe. Walking through Lauterbrunnen, you hear a mix of languages from all over the world. Although it was historically the British who discovered this place for tourism, today, visitors come from every continent. In the summer, tourists from Asia, Japanese, Koreans, Chinese, and Indians are dominant, for whom the alpine landscape is synonymous with paradise. Americans and Canadians are equally well represented, often following in the footsteps of film and literary inspirations. Of course, there is no shortage of Europeans, Germans, French, Dutch, and increasingly, Poles, who, like me, have fallen hopelessly in love with this place. This international atmosphere, combined with local Swiss hospitality, creates a unique cultural mosaic. For me, Lauterbrunnen is more than just a beautiful village. It is a place where the power of nature meets human history and the passion for discovery. It is proof that there are corners of the earth whose beauty surpasses the wildest imagination. And although words and pictures may try to capture its charm, the true magic of Lauterbrunnen can only be felt by being there in person. Standing in the heart of the valley, and letting the roar of the waterfalls and the majesty of the eternal Alps surround you.